Welcome back. Time for us to jump into the parenthood. As our lives become increasingly digital, parents are struggling with the challenge of managing screen time for their children. Joining us now is parenting expert Katherine Sellery. She's got some great advice, as she always does, on how to actually strike a balance between embracing technology and maintaining those conscious parents' principles. Katherine, we love having you on the show. Welcome back. I want to get through these points that you have, because this is a major, major problem. You have 4 major points you want to discuss. I want to jump right into it. Mindful tech integration. All right, does that mean I need to know where my kids' stuff is at?
Well, let's see. So you've got to consider when your child comes to you asking for, whether it's the phone, the computer, the entertainment system, what's going on inside of them. So say your child approaches you asking for their first phone, and before you shoot them down, you have a conversation about why they want the phone. So for a child, a cell phone can be a lot of vital socialization outside of school. Children without them can feel left out. So cell phones not only can be a security blanket for overly anxious kids, allowing them to reach out with their family if they need support or guidance, it's also part of being a part of the group.
Okay.
So this conversation is an excellent time to practice identifying the difference between I just want it versus what's the need. What is the need that they're trying to meet by using the phone that you can get clear?
Meaning like, oh, my friends have one, I want to talk to them. Well, is that, well, you can still go over to their house and play. I mean, is there that kind of justification?
It's a solution to meeting that need.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so there are lots of ways to meet the need for connection. This is one of them.
All right, it makes a lot of sense. Second point you're saying is tracking harmful behavior, either getting done to them or maybe what they're doing. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, both of those. Exactly. We know it's a whole wild world out there, and lots of phones have built within them downloadable apps that you can track their usage, their activity. And depending on the age of your child, some even offer the ability to limit certain functions, sites, communication. So these features paired with open communication about why maybe they're spending too much time on their device and why that can be harmful to them. These are all tools that parents can use to check in periodically on the child's behavior, online, otherwise. And it serves as a great segue to explaining responsibilities for using technology, the dangers it can have. But of course, as you know, we got to be careful about the power over thing and activating the proverbial 3 R's: retaliation, rebellion, and resistance.
Which we've talked about before here on the show. So yeah. You say that healthy boundaries, you got to set those. And are we talking time or what they say or do, or all of that as well?
All of it, exactly. Yeah. So it can be difficult to set those boundaries that are enforceable with your child, and you're always going to want to do it together. So it starts by considering your children's needs, the feelings. That's our first step. Then you engage them in decision-making together on limits around screen time, co-creating tech-free zones in your house, scheduling family screen time or screen-free time, and modeling all the healthy tech habits that you want them to take. I mean, obviously, we need to be mindful of our own tech habits, right? Because we're the model for them. So maybe one idea is that if you have a few kids, one of them each night could be the arbiter of technology at the dinner table.
Okay.
And this child, I mean, it's actually a great idea. This child can then decide if someone else's technology use is adding to the group, taking away from the group. It engages everybody in critical thinking and conversation about this huge issue, but it allows them to share with everybody at the table, the whole family, focusing on technology, being closed off because of technology. So all of this is such a great mindful way to have a relationship with your kids around screens, promoting a stronger bond, shared activities, open communication, everything.
And what I love about what you had just said is the fact that, okay, so if one person's the moderator or whatever, when it's the next day, they're going to respect that same decision because they're the ones like, all right, I know what it's like to be in that position to turn it down. And I love that idea. And it gives them that power and understanding all at the same time. I love that. Great. Totally. Always great advice. Totally. Finally, you say digital citizenship, something I never had to worry about when I was a kid. What's digital citizenship?
I know, me either. You're introducing this idea that, because of this device, you really are a digital citizen. And they understand if you give them some support around this and guidance about that, this whole idea. So you can propose to them that their device is a passport to the digital world.
Okay.
And that it's a privilege that comes with rights, but also consequences if the laws of the nation are not respected. So, for example, their citizenship could be revoked. And this can be a great analogy to explain the impact of their digital footprint, help them engaging with technology in mindful, informed ways. While they're responsible for their own actions online, the same way they are in real life, it's important to reassure them that if they ever feel at risk, you're here to support them and keep them safe no matter what, which is why not using rewards and punishments is so important, because we don't want to jeopardize that trusting communication openness. We want to deal with the problems, but not in ways that are going to activate retaliation, rebellion, and resistance.
And, you know, I love you saying, you know, in this citizenship, we have a social contract, if you will, of how we're supposed to act, you know, around real people. Somehow that gets thrown out the door when it comes to digital, and they think they can say and do whatever. That would encompass that. And I picked that up from what you had said, is just the fact that, okay, if you would act this way in real life, would you do it online? And a lot of times they don't match at all. So I can totally understand.
It's really becoming a huge thing. There's a sense of an invisibility cloak, like because it's digital, you can't see me, therefore my behavior may change. When in reality, the person on the receiving end, whether you're invisible or not invisible, is having the impact of your words and actions.
Yeah. I agree with you on that, and I think it's a different screen time. Like, you know, you almost kind of wish the TV, we didn't have the cell phone, because the TV, at least you knew they were in the front room watching it. You can monitor it better. But now, like you said, with your iPads and everything, they can be anywhere and doing that.
They could be anywhere with anyone. Goodness, it's really, it's a huge world we have to be really thinking about a lot, parents.
All right. Katherine, thank you so much. You're my doctor.
You're so welcome.
Freeparentingbook.com, Conscious Parenting Revolution is what it's all about. And this is so important. Thank you so much for actually discussing this. And of course, you at home can join us on our website if you want to watch this interview all over again. Go to dailyflashshow.com.